All right. Hello, everybody. I'm a host of today's demo pitch. My name is Danila. I remind you that demo pitch is a trial pitch dedicated to make sure you're 100% ready to present your project in front of VC funds. Let me introduce you to LATOKEN Investment Committee, Maxim Uslamin, who will provide you with the practical feedback, highlighting the crucial points investors pay attention to. Let me emphasize two key aspects of a trial pitch session. First is timing, second is structure. Timing, you have 5 minutes for a pitch. Structure consists of 10 parts: company purpose, problem, solution, why no, market size, competition, product, business model, team, and financials. So let me give the word to the first project today, being represented by David Ackerman and Ron Harmel. Hello. So can you please share your pitch deck with us?
Yes, we will. What do I need to do in order to take the share? 1 second. Share screen. Okay. Share. Can you see it?
Yes. Great.
Okay. So 5 minutes is quite short. I don't know if I'll be able to cover everything, but hopefully I know it's part of the target, but we'll do the best we can. So let me start. Briefly is about data-driven innovation. Okay, so briefly we are developing a system that can provide actually an instant health checkup for the organization on ongoing basis with to find bottlenecks and inefficiencies in the organization and to suggest means to rectify the problems. What we are a bootstrap and we have a working system, but it's not complete. We have customers that are using it. What we have in the current solution, we have a lightning fast workflow builder that we can build those workflows. And with that, we can monitor the metrics. We can identify inefficiencies already and set KPIs and see if we meet those KPIs. So one of the main questions that we are being asked when we present is, why do you need a workflow management system separately if you have ERP, CRM? There is a study by Gartner that shows that about 60% of workflow processes within the organization are done in unstructured way. WhatsApp, email, telephone calls, etc. And this data is lost and not exploited, meaning that the organization doesn't have transparency to this data. They can't view the data. They can't use and analyze the data. I will just show, it's a 1 minute short movie that will try to explain this a little bit.
We don't hear the audio. I don't know if we're supposed to.
The audio is not
important.
It's just
it's music.
Background music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I will go forward. So there is a study by Zion Market Research that the market for workflow management is going to grow to 22 billion by 2025. That's a huge number, and obviously a significant part of business management and business efficiency in the industry. Our team I will, we discussed a little bit my background. Ronnie Armel, who is the CTO, and his background is from developing applications as well at Hermes Logistics. Ronnie, perhaps you can say a few words shortly.
Yeah,
Ronnie?
Background of Israeli, the IDF as a base. Then I've done a few startups. I've done Magic. I developed the development tool Magic, which is a 4th generation language. I've done air cargo industry. I've done a lot of varieties and different things. And at the moment, I'm focusing on this new fast lightning development tool for workflows.
So I will not go on each detail of the other teams, but I mean other names. Ran Milman, who is Director of Business Development, Sharon and Tamir are both developers that are developing the system. Our unique solution provides agility, automation, high mobility. We are native mobile application using React Native. And we are now in a process of developing we have business intelligence, and we are now in process of developing the machine learning part of the system. The issue is that what we see with the KPIs that we are providing, the analysis of the KPI, is that there is interrelationship between different KPIs that you set within the system. And what we are going is to analyze those KPIs for the organization and to show where is the actual point that can influence or improve the inefficiency that they have. I will go a little bit when we use a use case and demo the system, perhaps it will be more clear. The business model is SaaS. The workflow built is about $1,000 to $2,000 per module. BI dashboard is about $1,500 to $2,500, and a monthly recurring fee between $20 and $40 per user. Go to market, we are going to use a channel of enterprise software integrators that will be supporting local customers in each territory. So this is a use case. I don't know if we'll be able to show actual, Ronnie, if we can show a little bit of Ackerstein just for very briefly, and that perhaps will do. The use case here is discussing maintenance. We are doing in Ackerstein. Ackerstein is providing a concrete block manufacturer. We are doing the maintenance over there. We are doing customer complaints. We are doing HR. And with our system, it's the overall system, and the interdependency example that I discussed is, let's say we see a rise in customer complaints. We can search that and see that there is an issue of quality process. When we search the quality, we look in the maintenance and we see the machine was maintained well, but still there is a quality issue. And apparently there is a module in the machine that needs to be replaced completely. And then you look on the investment side of the process and see, yes, there is already a process to replace this component according to the vendor's instruction. So what you can see, the interrelationship, that usually there are no systems like that that provide you the whole holistic picture of this interrelationship. And this is what we intend to provide to the customer in a very efficient way. Ronnie, can you show just 2-3 screens?
I suggest let's continue with the presentation.
Let's continue. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here you can see just the BI that we are providing today. And this is customer complaints. You probably are familiar with different BIs. So we can provide any type of trace or deep research within the process, and we can look on all the parameters. and identify those bottlenecks and inefficiencies within each process. And that's what we are doing already today. Briefly, features, there is a list. I will not go one by one, but it's a very stable. We have customers using, hundreds of users that are using it on daily basis. In terms of the milestones, we have already about 8 paying customers with about 600 users. We have started now integration with the sensors and IoT systems. We have the BI already working, and we are starting to develop the machine learning AI features to the system. And we intend to grow to 5,000 paying users within by 2021. What I wanted to discuss a little bit, the roadmap. This is actually what we are developing right now, system and method for detecting anomalies from holistic, I just need to, from holistic system combining clusters of machine sensors and human workflows, data and metrics. So this is our future. What I discussed, the issue of KPIs and how to combine all the data from all the resources and to provide the holistic picture. This is a list of our customers. What you can see here, we are focusing, we started as a general system that could be to many different industries, but now we are really focusing on traditional type manufacturing. Ackerstein, like I said, is a concrete block manufacturer. Ackerstone is a subsidiary of Ackerstein in the US with 2 plants that we are working with. Horizon is a power supply manufacturer, and Sharon Poratus is doing additive products for bread, the bread industry. Paz is an energy, a big energy company here in Israel with some 200 gas stations. Elbit, defense contractor that we have a project with, and others that are not so much related to manufacturing, but they tagged along the way. We have integrations with different systems, more than just what is listed here, but those are of interest. PRTG is SNMP manager that can collect data from different sensors and SNMP devices. Crestron is also a controller that can collect data from different IoT devices and also smart homes and smart meeting rooms. Bosch, sensors for IoT devices. The financial plan is, we will probably need some 4.5 million to meet those targets. But here you can see the financial plan. We intend to be cash positive in fiscal year 5. And you can see here that we are going to grow from 8 customers that we have already today to 90 customers and about 20,000 paying users. So this is the plan. We don't think it's, we think it's quite conservative plan, and we can probably overachieve what is described in this plan. Competition. There are many competitors in this landscape, and we actually realize that we need to, in order, there are many competitors, and we need to provide a different type of view that will categorize each one according to their expertise and their focus. And we think we have something, this will enable us to highlight our uniqueness in this landscape. We didn't do that yet. It's in process. Hopefully we'll have it soon. But the fact is, there are companies that are doing analysis of KPIs and metrics of companies, and there are others that focus only on workflows. The fact that we are combining those two enable us really to identify where the bottleneck inefficiencies are and to monitor the rectification process or ongoing improvement process. I think this is something unique that no one else have. And
let me give a short comment. We're already over 10 minutes. So can we please speed up a bit if possible and highlight the key points?
We are done. We are basically done. This is the last slide, and I really thank you. Sorry for going over time, but we'll be happy with any feedback that you can provide.
Okay. Thank you, David. So yeah, definitely. I have the feeling that you were not aware of the format, right? I mean, that is no problem in a demo setting. Unfortunately, this is a problem that we get quite a lot. The format for presentation on the Blockchain Economic Forum online roadshow is 5 minutes, and your presentation was around 14. So definitely a little bit of work there, but I'm sure that knowing the format with a little bit of rehearsal, with a little bit more structuring, you can totally get there. So yeah, about the presentation, I wrote down a few things. So a few slides were actually too crowded. I believe they had a lot of text, and even in the slides where there were bullet points, there were just a lot of them. One of them was in the features slide. You had a lot of different bullet points, and I honestly couldn't read them all, and probably it's better to focus on the key aspects and key features of the product and make the bullet points bigger and make the slide probably more visual as well. The competitor slide, I like on the right hand side, you had the they don't have kind of presentation. It was graphic, and I always encourage that, but the rest of the slide was a lot of text, and I would never be able to go through them all. What was another thing? Oh yeah, I think that I usually suggest that during the presentation you decide to put the team either right at the beginning of the presentation or right at the end. In the middle of the presentation, it's kind of it divides the presentation in two, and it's kind of hard to follow really after that. And yeah, also I really like that you put the slide with your current customers, and I understand that the majority of people probably don't know them, but I think it's frankly a little bit of wasting time going through them all. And yeah, I just like the slide with their logos, and briefly you probably can explain in which areas they operate, but I believe it was more than 2 minutes that you around a minute or 2 minutes that you spent on your customer slide explaining one by one who they are, and that's a bit probably too much. You can probably save some precious time there in the 5 minutes pitch setting, and I mean that's it. Yeah, just make it more visual, eliminate a substantial amount of text. be also aware that sometimes bullet points can be too many bullet points. I mean, I always encourage to have bullet points, but it's better to maybe divide in 2 different slides if the text is becoming too small. And yeah, that's it. Do you have anything to add, Sergey?
First, thank you for the feedback. Obviously, our presentation was not structured to the 5 minutes limit.
Yeah. We understood that. That's why. This is only suggestions. I'm here to give feedback, but I completely understand that you were following a different format, and obviously your presentation would look a lot different. But yeah, but we're here to give feedback.
What we are curious is first so do you think we are relevant to your group of investors? Do you think that we should pitch to the investors? I don't know. I didn't understand your model completely of how do we proceed from here?
Daniel, do you want to explain?
Yeah, sure. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, David, in regards to the next steps, first of all, answering your question in regards to the group of investors we're working with. So it really depends on the this or that pitch competition that we host. If you are oriented to the specific type of investors, we can proceed with that comment of yours to our event department, and we can invite investors from a special domain which are more relevant for your project. Usually, we host an event with the investors from different types of industries, and we invite projects also from variety types of domain. So as of now, we don't have like an event specifically oriented for fintech or medical industry or airplane or whatsoever. But if you have some comments on that, I think that we can discuss that with the events team, because this is, I guess you know about this. We host these pitch competitions every week, 3 times a week, where we invite investors and projects. Projects pitch their projects to VC funds. And then after that, they usually have a feedback session when investors provide with comments. And if there is a specific interest arise to this or that projects, investors connect with them after pitch competition. This is how it works.
So this was what we did today was a screening towards the pitch competition?
That was a trial pitch. Yes.
Okay.
So it's a screening pitch in front of LATOKEN Investment Committee. So as we constantly watch these pitch competitions, and as we see the moments which are crucial for investors to make the final investment decision, we provide you with this feedback to make sure that at least you have all pitch deck consisting of these crucial points and you cover all aspects so that you're 100% ready to participate in pitch competition. This is a demo trial pitch. So
what's next? I mean, do you want me to pitch again and to try it, to do it within?
What is next? LATOKEN listing manager you work with. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So LATOKEN listing manager you work with provides you with further steps. If you get selected for pitching on pitch competition, he will provide you with the date and time when this pitch competition will be hosted next week, I believe.
I see. And is there a cost to this whole process? How is the business model working?
So there is a cost for participating in pitch competition, but I believe that this moment will be discussed with listing manager you work with, not with me.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good then.
Yes.
I think.
All right. So thank you, David. Thank you, Ron. In today's demo pitch, Sergey, you want to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to give also some feedback on the presentation. I think it's good that you mentioned a very detailed explanation of what the workflow management system is. And you had a clear business model. It's very good that you included a case study in the presentation, and the features and everything, and the customers that you're already working. I think it makes it a strong point, very strong point. What I would suggest you to change, especially when cutting the time, I think the workflow explanation of workflow management system could be cut shorter, very much shorter, and at the same time, I think you should straight away to show the how your system is compared to the other manufacturers, like to the other developers. And in this sense, I would say that you do have a comparison, but I would suggest you to make it charted, to present it on a chart, somehow probably to compare the value for the customer of each system and show it on a chart so it's perceived much better. And also at the same time, you show the slide with the market growth. It shows the growth, but it's lacking the numbers, the absolute numbers of what the market size is in a particular year. And I think if you just add the small numbers, it will be more clear. Yeah, it's a definitely a growth pattern, but the numbers are lacking. It would be good to add. So also in the case study, you showed what was before and what was after, but I would encourage you also to use probably some more specific number. For example, for machinery downtime, you mentioned that it was significantly reduced, but it would be, I think it would be better to show the numbers, like the percentage or of these things, and to divide it maybe in 2 columns, what was before and what was after, and highlight the key points. And also in the features, I think it would be also much better to divide the features groups or functionality groups, because you have everything in one list. And if you just split it in 4 to 6 key areas and mention key points under each of them, it will be perceived much better also. And you really have a good names among your customers, and I think you can also spend less time on explaining this and just mention the key ones. Probably move the key ones that are known to everyone on the top. Okay, and overall, thank you, David, and thank you, Ron, for presenting, and we're wishing you good luck and the next steps. And yes, you can rehearse it once again.
For further steps, as was announced before, don't hesitate to give feedback from listing manager. He will provide you with the date and time for the next pitch competition. This is how the process works.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So this is the end of the demo trial pitch. See you soon.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very much
for attending.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Ron.
Bye. Bye.
Pleasure.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.